Hello, we're back again. So if you like these videos, subscribe, comment, share. If you like them just a little bit, just let it play out. Hit the like button. Do that thing. Trying to get hold of the 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. I'm trying to post anything that I think's interesting rather than just the same old shit. You know, I think in popular at the moment is obviously how to hold open like a Worcester Bosch filling loop. With it be with, a pencil, a piece of copper. I'm actually going to do video and put an apple in it. But yeah, we're swapping out cold water storage tank here. This job, it was just killing me. It was a 50-50, so got a massive cold water storage tank in there, which I can never just fully swap out. I was going to have to go 50 gallon and obviously take some of this stud walling thing out, whatever you want to call it. But the thing is, it's on the bloody RSJ and it's supporting the roof, so I couldn't get the same size tank in. Well, cistern is the proper word. So I thought we'd go one smaller because I think the cistern was originally oversized anyway. So we've had to cut some of the wall out. When doing the overflow, I just thought I'd keep it in copper because the copper is king at the end of the day. And I realised it's bloody been siliconed on. Some twat has actually siliconed on a 28mm elbow. I don't know why anybody would ever do that. Absolutely mental. And when this system was installed, the people who did it, they put a bit 28mm on, pulled bends on it, you'd think they'd know better. So either they missed off the overflow and some other twat did it, or they just didn't give a shit at that point. Now we've got the cistern in, I've got a bit of 18mm plywood under it, and I've got the mother of all airlocks. And this is where the job just kind of goes downhill really. So I think that the 22mm is the cold and the 28mm is the hot. Just kind of assumed, because I wasn't there when it actually got drained down. I went there once it had been drained down, but either way I would have still assumed that the hot feed was in 28 and the cold was probably in 22, because there's another cistern around the loft space as well. So now we've got a massive airlock on the cold water pipe. So I'm cracking this valve here. So I'm just cracking the nut there and opening up the valve. This is absolutely a beast way to clear airlocks. And you just kind of do that. I lift it up and down a couple of times, it'll probably gulp out now. I'm going wrong here, and I've actually installed this system a little bit wrong as well, because I think that 22mm there is is actually the cold pipe. I've got an airlock on the cold. What I didn't realise is the 28mm is actually the hot. It's only when I looked in this cupboard here and seen that 28mm pipe going up so high I thought, hang on a minute, maybe it's the 28. So obviously I fitted the 28mm higher in the cistern as well, which is a little bit backwards. But I mean, it is what it is. It's just, you know, you're not going to rip out the entire cistern now and start, or even maybe try and blank stuff off and redo it. So at this point in the day, it's about 7 o'clock. I've tried wet vaxing out the airlock. I've tried backing the mains up into the airlock. I've tried, well, it wasn't the mains, so I've tried to back up the hot gravity into the cold gravity, but there was nothing that would clear it. Before I know it, customers in here at 7 o'clock saying, oh, we just kind of want you to leave now because we've had enough for the day. You've been here since like 7:30. It's 7:30 at night. We want you to come back tomorrow. And I'm just thinking, fuck's sake, I just want to try and do the job. And half me's kind of thinking, you should have just gone in there at that high point and just cut a T in and just fix this shit in about 5 minutes. But I think everybody's probably been there when you're on these jobs and you keep thinking, I'm just going to give it one more try. I'll give it one more try of hoovering it and it's going to work. And it doesn't. You know, or you're going to try some other fucking mad technique. And in reality, you know, if you look back sometimes you think, hang on a minute, I just wasted 2 hours trying to get rid of an airlock because I thought it was an easier way than just turning off the water and cutting in a T. Which is actually the proper way and the best way, and it kind of future-proofs it. So that's the cold there running. Obviously it was much better than that. The problem with that cold supply is obviously in 28 it bends uphill. It also runs from where the cistern is probably 4 or 5 metres vertically before it does that little uphill step that you see in that other loft space. Then it runs to the right hand side probably 2 or 3 metres and then basically drops down in total probably about 8 metres. So in actual fact it doesn't run vertically at first obviously because that would be absolutely mental. It runs horizontally is what I was supposed to say.
Something's still running somewhere.
So yeah, now I've finally realised I'm just going to try and crack this one, try and get a bit of air out. But again, it's all kind of in vain. You know, just wasting my own time. Might get a little bit of air out of it, but in reality, after seeing how that pipe runs, at this point I should have just been literally like, it's never going to work, just cutting a T and be done with it. But I don't know what it is with sometimes on some jobs you just keep doing the same shit over and over and hoping for a different outcome.
Shut it down when you're cracking it open.
And you're never going to get it
first.
You know, but that's the thing with airlocks is, you know, we've been there before where you're trying to get an airlock out, you hoover it, you hoover it, you hoover it again, 5th time you hoover it, it pulls through.
I've had the pipe completely apart.
You know, but I suppose it's always better in hindsight. But in reality, if you've got an airlock, do this method here with the gate valve. If that don't work, go straight to your high point and just fit a vent of some sort. And so what do I do that? Then I open it.
Yeah, then you rear it all back, glug, glug, innit?
Hopefully, yeah.
Fucking loads, mate. It's because it fucking runs up fucking hill, man.
Yeah, no, I can see the bubbles, mate.
Where?
Coming through a bit. See, just directly on that olive. Like a little bit. See it here, right there. And then just lift it up a bit like that. Hear that and feel it? I can hear it. That's what you got to do, yeah? And just put it down a bit. So the way you know as well is that I've got this valve fully open, mate, and I ain't got loads of water pissing out. So at this point, kind of think we have it. Going to run the water again, still not working, and pretty much within a few minutes we end up getting kicked out of the job. I mean, the woman, she was quite old, and she's like, oh, it's getting on a little bit, we want you just to leave now and come back tomorrow. So it is what it is. And I think, to be fair, sometimes it's actually good to go back the next day. I can maybe give that and just kind of do it, but I was dying for it just to let me get in there and just cut a T into it, because at this point I'm thinking I've just got to do it. But yeah, so this is in the other side of the house. So obviously a pipe comes out of the cold water tank, runs about 4 or 5 meters horizontally, ends up in the other side of the house in the eaves cupboard, and then kind of goes up, across, and then down. So this is the next day. Little job in the morning, came round, isolate the cold water storage tank outlet, chop in a T, and then basically air it out. And this is what I should have done probably after half an hour trying yesterday.
Oh, Lois, you're going to have the backs again. I know, might be.
Serious amount. I should have just done that last night straight
away.
Have,
mate. We would have been out of here. We didn't have a tea though anyway, did we?
It's a lot. Wonder why the wetbacks won't pull it out.
Yeah.
Sit here all day and watch this.
It's lovely, isn't it? Or we can just wait till it stops and then open the tap up. Don't want to put it further down the line, do we?
No, you don't want it up and down in case it tries pulling in bits of air.
So, our cold tap pipe.
Yes, I can feel it a bit. So the mad thing is, actually edited out some of this crap while I was just sat here watching air come out.
Show the pipe. Can you mute that out, yeah? I'm sorting.
Yeah. Now, this was off my job where I had an unvented cylinder, heating working very, very poorly, faults on the 3-part, and then I had a 2-part as well. So I had a 3-part and 2-part on the unvented. So I swapped out it to 2 2-parts, rewired it, and I'm just about to power flush it, or I just did power flush it. I think I just did power flush it. So I always then take out the pump and just clean off the impeller. Now, UPS 3 pumps are the shittest pumps going. I mean, look at the state of that. I mean, if you try and split that bit apart when it's in your hands, it's very, very difficult to do, but for some reason, it just sticks in the pump. So I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, this pump must be really blocked up or something weird. But anyway, give that a hit. And I was like, fucking hell, my grips stick to it. I didn't realise it was a bloody magnet in there. But yeah, I mean, the UPS 3 pumps are crap. I went out to one the other week that I fitted 2 weeks prior that seized. Very, very unreliable pumps, but unfortunately, it's the main one. Bring me back the alphas, you know, where you could see like how much they're pulling and stuff like that. You walk up to an alpha pump, you know straight away whether it's blocked because it'll be pulling a certain amount of wattage. These UPS 3s are just absolutely crap. They're the worst thing that bloody money can buy. Absolutely hate them. And this just pissed me off. The fact that I'm literally just trying to check the impeller, end up absolutely demolishing the entire pump and having to bloody swap it out. You know, and they're not cheap. You know, like 170 quid or something. Have you got any kind of markup on there? It's just fucking ridiculous. Anyway, that was me doing it, swap it out. Here we've got a heat interface unit. I've actually got a very, very big heat interface unit video that I've got lined up, ready to go. I just need to try and edit it, but I'm editing all this shit on my bloody phone. So it's not the easiest. Obviously, I'm not really a heat interface unit specialist either. I just kind of figured it out. I mean, ultimately, here it's like a combi boiler. You've got a main flow coming down there, splits off to the left to do the heating, which will be the smaller plate. Goes off to the right as the hot water, which is a larger plate. We're not getting any hot water. So you see a TRV, you slap it on the pin a few times, it opens up. Now the main commercial water from the building is now going to pass down through the plate and give you good hot water. Obviously, once you free that up, you then need to be able to make sure that the TRV actually works. I mean, you're not going to call it a TRV, actually probably call that a mixing valve or some shit on this unit. But you're going to basically make sure that it actually does regulate the temperature and shut off. If it doesn't regulate the temperature, you need to swap out the valve because obviously it's hot water and it'll scald somebody. But there's a lot of these different units. Problem is the lack of training. You don't get like boiler manufacturer cover. It's like you might get one that's made off a Danfoss. When you ring them up and they say, oh no, we don't have technical advice on that, you have to ring up the installer. And the installer's some like mad company from Ireland or Scotland who just built the entire building. This one was, all the heating works, but it's slow, sluggish. Underfloor heating manifold just does not warm up whatsoever. So I cracked it at the manifold. I had a good flow water coming through the return, nothing coming through the flow. So you just track your way back. Keep it simple, work your way back. Went my way back to the underfloor heating zone valve. Obviously it was a bit tight in there, but it looked like it had been flushed. Good, look at that, it got little 22mm caps there, so I'm thinking surely it's not just sludged up. Whoever flushed it's done a good job, but yeah, completely blocked. So as you can see, back and open it up. There you go, job done. Put it back on, turn it on, and it still wouldn't work. Whenever you're fixing a fault, always go to one section over. see, it's easy just to put that thing back on and it still won't work because the pipe's blocked as well. So kind of expect the unexpected in a way, or at least check the next step. Wasn't expecting it, but I was always I'm surprised that it's I think that's the thing that just go there and like kind of just kind of fix the shit or something, yeah. And you put it back together. Doesn't work and you go, anyway, I just fix that so it doesn't work. So it's quite easy to put that two-part line back on the time and it still doesn't work and then go, you know what, I don't know what's going on here. The two-part was blocked, I've unblocked it, it still doesn't work, no, it's just something good going on. So the natural fact is just to lock something in next to it. So anyway, cleaning that out, got it up and running, and then plugged into a power flush. Went around with a nice 50-day power flushing it out. And, yeah, recapping, the system's working. Now I can live with that. So I just kind of showed him as well with the magnet. Look, you know, it's quite blocked up in a few. It's not necessarily blocked in a few places, but it's definitely blocked there. This was quite a low point on the system. Obviously the rest of the system sends like signs of sludge, so you know it's in the best interest just to power flush it out. Jesus Christ, I'm having flashbacks right now. Nothing, I heard this saying on another channel, nothing is stronger than a Worcester Bosch O-ring. This filling loop, so I tried undoing it, then I pulled the front off, then I got my grips on the front, it just would not bloody budge. I was having a vision of kept the valve out. But then I think, I mean, look at this beautiful install, look. Mega. You walk in and you just think, shit, I'm not even capable. And you see the condenser neutralizer going straight into the condense, which is basically copper, and you just think, really. Now, when I seen this tundish, I thought, Jesus, look at that fat tundish made out of brass or copper or whatever shit it is. And I thought, that's got to work and be the best one ever. And when I opened it up and the plastic one didn't leak, look at that. That cheap shitty one that always leaks doesn't leak, and that massive fat one that probably costs 200 quid pisses out like a sieve. Couldn't believe it. And that's basically what I filmed it. Obviously condensers basically in through the copper, that's what happens when you put acidic water into copper. Obviously condensed water apparently is about the same pH level acidicness as tomato juice, and that's why tomato juice are plastic lined inside. But yeah, overall it's quite a nice job. Just a shame about that really. You just got the typical expansion vessel that's faulting. Obviously people say if you get a little bit of water, don't worry about it, might be condensation, and I do agree with that. But when you're getting this amount of water, it's definitely new vessel time. Right, so that's about it. Hope you guys like it. If you do, subscribe, watch out the channel, get me them extra hours racked up there. Buy yourself this box spanner as well for basing ways, because it'll save you a lot of time and effort. And I'll see you in the next one, which I'm going to try and do my best to make sure it's the heat interface unit one. It's just very long-winded because I had a customer with like basically heating controls that are controlled off of iPads and all kind of madness like that. But I hope you enjoy some aspect of it and have a good one. I'll speak to you guys soon.